Hey, I get why you're hesitating. You've probably been scrolling through endless camera listings, trying to figure out if this Nikon D7100 bundle is the right fit for you, or if you'll end up spending money on a tool that sits on a shelf gathering dust. The last thing you want is a camera that looks great in the box but ends up being a frustration when you actually need to capture that weekend hike, a family gathering, or the first steps of your budding photography hobby. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to break down why the D7100 could be a solid middle ground for serious hobbyists while also spelling out where it might fall short for beginners or those chasing the latest mirrorless tech. First off, let's talk about the sensor. The D7100 houses a 24.1 megapixel DX format CMOS sensor. For most people shooting in daylight or with decent lighting, that resolution translates into crisp, detailed stills that hold up when you print 810 or crop a bit in post-processing. If you're the type who likes to take a photo, review it on a laptop, then zoom in to pull out the details, the extra megapixels are helpful. However, it's not a full-frame sensor, so you'll notice a bit more noise when you push the ISO past 1600, especially in dimly lit venues like indoor concerts or late-evening family gatherings. If low-light performance is a top priority for you, you'll need to bring a fast lens and be comfortable managing noise in post, or consider a camera with a larger sensor. Now, autofocus is where the D7100 tries to set itself apart from entry-level DSLRs. The 51-point AF system includes 15 cross-type sensors, which are pretty reliable when you lock onto subjects that move moderately. Think a kid running across a park or a cyclist on a trail. In practice, the AF will track fairly well if you stay on the same subject and give it some breathing room. The downside? When you're dealing with erratic movement like a fast-moving pet or a sprinting sprinter, the focus can chase a moment too long, leading to a few missed shots. It's a reasonable compromise for a camera in this price bracket, but if your primary subject is high-speed action, you might outgrow it sooner than you think. Low-light behavior, as I touched on earlier, is closely tied to the sensor and the lens you pair with it. The bundle includes a 64GB card and two ENEL15C batteries, which is generous for a starter kit. Those batteries provide decent stamina. On a full day of shooting you'll typically see about 800,900 shots per charge, which is enough for a day trip or a local event. Just keep an eye on the battery level if you're planning long sessions without a charger handy. The weather-sealed magnesium alloy body is a nice touch if you ever find yourself shooting in light rain or dusty conditions. The camera will hold up. That said, the D7100 does not have built-in image stabilization, relying instead on lens-based stabilization. This means you'll get the best handheld results when you pair it with a Nikon lens that includes VR, vibration reduction. Without VR, you'll need to keep your shutter speeds high enough to avoid blur, especially in low light. Speaking of lenses, the Nikon mount ecosystem is massive. You can find a lens for almost any scenario, from ultra-wide 10mm prime to 300mm telephoto zooms. The downside is that many of the newer, more affordable lenses are designed for the mirrorless mount, so you'll be looking at older glass unless you're willing to spend more. If you already own Nikon glass or are comfortable hunting down used lenses, that's a real advantage. If you're starting from scratch and want a camera that works seamlessly with inexpensive lenses right out of the box, you might find the purchasing path a bit steep. Menu navigation is another practical pain point. Nikon's menu system is loaded with options, which can be a double-edged sword. Power users love the depth. You can tweak everything from focus assist to custom button assignments. For someone new to DSLRs, though, the sheer number of settings can be overwhelming. I found that the guide mode, which provides on-screen explanations for each setting, helped flatten the learning curve, but you still need to set aside a few evenings to really get comfortable. If you're the kind of creator who loves to tinker and fine-tune your workflow, you'll appreciate that level of control. If you'd rather point-and shoot without digging through layers of menus, a simpler camera might serve you better. So, who should buy this? The D7100 is a solid option for hobbyists who have at least a basic understanding of photography concepts: aperture, shutter speed, ISO and who are ready to invest time into learning the nuances of a DSLR. It shines when you're shooting portraits, landscapes, and casual sports where the subject's motion isn't extreme. The included accessories, extra battery, large card, charger make the bundle feel complete for a first serious step into interchangeable lens photography. If you already own a few Nikon lenses or plan to purchase them,